always good to look at. Okay, so I have to sign up online. I don't think we're set up to take money today.
Oh. So what is this?
If you want to do just...
Hi, it's Randy Wicker. I'm at the Jersey City Fair, and I'm talking to...
Bob Perry.
Bob Perry. And I see you have something here called the Sundance Outdoor Adventures.
It's Sundance Outdoor Adventure.
Lift your hat up so we see your face.
Okay.
Off is better.
Off?
Yeah.
There it is, okay. Off all the way.
Right, no problem. I appreciate that. Anyway, so tell me, what is Sundance Outdoor Adventures? Then I want you to tell me about some of the things that you have pictured here.
Okay, well, Sundance is an all-volunteer LGBT organization that has as a mission organizing and bringing to people wonderful outdoor activities of all types, hiking, biking, boating, camping, international trips and national trips too. Sundance has brought people everywhere from Glacier National Park to Denali in Alaska to southern France and to South Pacific Islands.
Where in the South Pacific? I'm interested.
You know, that was before I joined, but I think it was Fiji.
Oh. And I see it was established in 1980. You have a membership of over 700 gay men and lesbians. Are the groups always exclusively gay, or some of them mixed? I mean, is a gay man along and has where you have some heterosexuals or bisexuals?
Anybody, well, we don't ask actually, you know, so anybody who wants to come to join can come out and play, as we say, but you know, typically it's mostly an LGBT organization. We have a lot of men, we have a lot of women in the organization.
Which do you have most of, men or women?
Well, right now it's men, but you know, the tide is actually, I understand that the percentage increase of women in Sundance is exponential over the past 2 years, and that's come from the participation of women leading events and also being on the board at Sundance too.
Oh. So I mean, do you have any events that are strictly for men or strictly for women, or are all the events for both men and women?
Most of the events, to my knowledge, everything is open to both genders.
Now, I see things here, well, Fire Island Pines House is obvious, biking. What would you do on a biking trip?
Well, you might start out in northern Manhattan and wind up in City Island, or you might start out on the Loire River in France and head on down towards Provence.
Oh, so you don't really necessarily have to travel. If you were local, you might find some activity that people could do right in their neighborhood.
There is a large number of activities that are created right within a 25-mile radius of New York. Hiking trips in northern Westchester, in New Jersey. As an example, Sundance will be leading a group into Bucks County soon for a wine tasting and a hike and a brunch. And then a little while after that, we'll be going up towards northern Pennsylvania.
Did you ever do the Meadowlands? They give tours in the Meadowlands. They take you out in boats and explain the wildlife.
Yes, we have been. There was just a ferry trip through the Meadowlands along the Passaic, actually, and there have been kayaking and cleanup trips in the Meadowlands too.
Now, are there? I gather that most of your events look like they're definitely focused. I see one here that says camping. In a camping, do you just go out and set up a tent somewhere, or what is that about?
Well, there are different ways to do it, and we've done them all. We can go to campsites, we can go to camp locations. There are places upstate New York in the Catskills.
How many people show up at a camp out? That's the term, right? Camp out?
Yeah, you could have anywhere from about a dozen to about maybe 35 or 40.
Oh. There's a radical...
In lean-tos or in tents people set up themselves.
Because there are a lot of radical fairies I know love to go to out festivals where they have camping equipment and all. I went to one recently in Tennessee myself.
Well, you know, there's a big campsite outside of the gay rodeo in Calgary, and when it comes up next July, maybe that would be a great time for a lot of folks to get together and camp out and see the rodeo. And
are there certain activities that are much more popular? In other words, if you decide to start, I see it looks like canoeing. I mean, are there some things that when you put up, you know you're going to have 100 people want to get involved in, and other things you put up and you know we might not get enough? Do you propose things and then when you get enough memberships, they become reality?
Well, that's how we work. Individuals, members of the group, propose different types of outings. Those outings get a response, and right now, among the different activities, everything from the hiking to the biking, kayaking, and so forth, to my knowledge, is gathering almost an equal type of response.
Okay.
Traditionally, hiking gathered more, but now it's since the membership is growing, the
So you can just go for a nice walk in the woods and have good company, and that's probably very. And you mentioned that you tell people what it's going to cost. There are no hidden expenses, so they go to an event. And I mean, I gather the expenses are as low as. You want to give me a figure as low as?
Zero. Your membership fee to join Sundance is $40 a year. After that, it's strictly the cost of the subway ride or whatever to get to the
I know that when you go to France or something, it's going to start getting pricey. But what would an average, I mean, I know that varies all over the map, but what would you say for something, say, camping? I assume skiing would be more expensive. I don't know, a camping event or something. Give me a price range, an idea of just what kind of price variation people will find on different events. And they'll know it in advance, because you said it says not-for-profit and all work is done by volunteers?
Everything is done by volunteers. There is no profit factor involved in Sundance. An outing can run the cost of a subway fare from where you live to the site, a hike around Central Park. Best way for me to answer that is to speak from experience. Last year I hiked Glacier National Park with Sundance. That was 8 days in Montana, and I was out and back for about $1,200. Lodging, meals, everything.
And now that might be very expensive to somebody, but compared to you could go for a hike for almost nothing if you lived in New York City and you didn't have the money to spend on going to Montana.
Absolutely. You do what you want to do. If you wanted, you know, I just proposed a Metro Day, what we call a Metro event here in New Jersey. That would be a walk-through up in Montclair with lunch at a local place and a visit to the museum. Now,
I see that says they're stopped for lunch. I mean, so you tell people when it comes to lunch you can spend $5, or you know, in other words, if you quote a price, you say, but this doesn't include lunch, does it? Or you supply food sometimes as well?
We don't supply food, but what we do is typically, if there's a place we're thinking about, we'll give folks an idea of what it costs to go there. So, for example, the upcoming Pennsylvania Bucks County hike, brunch at the place where we'll be stopping is $22. And that's their cost, not ours. Their price, not ours.
Okay, well, I don't want to have to spend my life editing this interview. It's Sundance Outdoor Adventures. Do you have a website?
www.sundanceoutdoor.org.
Now, I wondered, did you ever have any trouble using the name Sundance? Because we all think of the Sundance Film Festival.
The organization is older than the film festival, I believe. I'm not sure, but I would say no. We've never had any trouble using it, and it's Sundance Outdoor.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Have a great day.
And if you're interested, then you can contact them through their website and find out what they have available, what the prices are, and get on your mailing list, right?
Indeed.
Which I'm going to do right now. This has been Randy Wicker reporting from Jersey City Gay Fair. Thank you.